Hi y'all, it's Charlene from the Craftyartshack, and we're back here today with another challenge video. I'll tell you more about that in a little bit, so let's get on with the crafts. Let's go! Here we go with DIY number 1. Started with this little teapot, and I'm going to use my Rust-Oleum Linen White chalk paint, and I'm going to clean this little teapot off with some rubbing alcohol. I use rubbing alcohol because it gets off any sticky stuff, as well as cleans everything really good and sanitizes it. So after I get everything cleaned, then I am going to take that Rust-Oleum Linen White chalk paint, and we're going to get us a brush, and we're going to put 1 to 2 coats on this, depending on how much it takes to cover it. And I think it took 2 or 3 coats. Now, I got this napkin on Amazon, and I'm using rubbing alcohol to tear this because it dries faster. It'll evaporate quicker than water, and that way I can use it right away when I get done tearing it apart. Then the next thing I do is I put some Mod Podge down on my little pitcher, and I did not paint the bottom of this, but I will before I put it in my booth. And I'm going to take and put some Mod Podge on it, and I'm looking to see if this is going to fit, and I'm going to make sure it fits and everything. And what I'm doing with my sander and that little block is trying to block this off so it doesn't roll on me while I'm working on it. And we're going to Mod Podge this on. Then after we get this all Mod Podged on just like we want, and we're going to go over it with a coat of Mod Podge, then I'm going to go around the edge and sand the edges of it. And this is the reason why I waited to paint the bottom of it, because I didn't want to sand back that paint to the original color. Then the next thing I did is I took my little mold out, and you'll see that in the next project that I'm working on. And I made some of these little hot glue molds from my silicone molds, and I'm going to glue these on in various places. Then the next thing I did is I took out my gold rub and buff, and I think this one was the antique gold, and I'm going to go over all my little molds. Now my molds, I usually use white glue sticks to make these, but I didn't have white, so I painted these with Rust-Oleum Linen White chalk paint. I forgot to put that in the video. And then I'm going to let those dry and then glue them on. And then I'm going to go over these with the antique rub and buff from somewhere, from the company. I bought it on Amazon if you want to know where I got it from. And the next thing I did is I went over the little lid and I went over the handle with the rub and buff. And what you see me doing with my glove is I put it on with my finger, and then I buff it up where it'll shine with my glove in the different places. Now I did go back and add more in around the little pouring spout, and then I went over the handle, which just made everything come together and look absolutely beautiful. And we'll see the rest of this one at the final reveal. Now this is a challenge video. It happens the last Thursday of every month, and it is a napkin challenge, and it is hosted by Sarah over at Sunflowersanddiying. Her link to her channel is in the description box below, along with a playlist of many other crafters who are participating in this challenge. So go check them out because they're doing some awesome crafts and you sure don't want to miss them. Alright, here we go with DIY number 2. For this next challenge, I found this little bird napkin. It was absolutely gorgeous, and I am going to take this pear that was broken that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I paid like $1 for it or something like that, and I'm going to repair it and make it so that I can use it in some of my fall decorations. Since these little birds are a little bit more look like fall, so I can go transition from summer to fall. this was what this piece will be. And so I just took the 4 pieces of the napkin. There's 4 little birds on each napkin, so I'm going to take and put some Mod Podge down, and I am going to rub this in very gently with my finger, and that's what I'm doing here, and working it all around the edges. And I'll go back and add a little bit of Mod Podge at a time. Less is better in this case. And if the napkin has to be cut for some reason to fit around these, then that's what I'm going to do. Sometimes you can get these napkins to stretch around each of the sections that you want it to go around. You just have to work with your napkin as you're putting it down. After I put the napkin one on each side, then I went back and tore out the little bird from the rest of the napkin, and I am going to put Mod Podge down. And like I said, less is better. Ask me how I know. Yep, because it is. I've done it. So I'm going to take these little pieces, and I just kind of tore them out so that it would blend across each of the other pieces. And I'm going to slowly place it down so that I can smooth it out and get it as smooth as possible. And I will go around all sides of this and do this procedure. I act like I'm a doctor. Well, I kind of am a doctor because I'm repairing something that was broken. You know, don't doctors do that? Anyway, let's get back to the challenge. So I'm taking these little pieces that I made from my molds, and I'll show you that in just a second. But I am putting some of the antiquing wax on them, and I'm trying to get in all the little cracks and all the little, oh my goodness, listen to me. I'm getting tongue-tied. And all the little details. You're going to go all the way around this, and I did 4 of these, but I think I only put 3 on there. So we'll see when we get into it. So I'm going to do these and let them dry. And then I'm also going to do one of those sponge brush handles, and this is one that I had cut off to use a part of it for another project. And here is the molds. Now you don't have to put any what's it called? Baking soda, flour, salt, I don't know, powder or cornstarch, that's what it's called. Anyway, you don't have to put any of that in there when you do these, and you just take your hot glue gun and you make sure it goes down into all the details. I like this because y'all know I'm impatient, and look at there. These just pop out that fast. Now I'm making the ones for the little tea pitcher that I did right here, but you see the ones that I just did for the little pear right there beside it. So I'm going to get all these little pieces made. Now I always make up a bunch of those extra ones for projects because I like to have them on hand. Now I'm taking my miter shears and I'm cutting this little stem out at an angle, and that way it looks more natural that way. So I got some of this what's it called, rapid fuse glue, and this stuff is amazing, works really well, and it glues really fast. I put the wrong one on first. I was supposed to put the shorter one on, so I pulled it off there really quick. Now I had this leaf that was in my stash from something, I don't know what, but I found it in my bips and bops bucket, and I curled the end of it instead of cutting it off and let the little curly cues stand up. Now I'm going to go through here and I'm going to add my little glue pieces. Now the reason why I like to make these out of glue instead of resin is because then I can mold them to anything that I want to, because when you put that hot glue on there, it makes that other hot glue shape a little soft so that you can add the pieces on and it will mold to your project. And then I'm going to take some of these little curly cues that I made out of the beaded garland, I guess that's what you call it, that you get from the Dollar Tree, berry garland, I guess. I don't know. What's it called, you guys? Tell me. Anyway, I'm going to glue all these little pieces on, and we'll see the rest of this at the final reveal. Now, at this time, we'd like to thank our subscribers. We love you bunches. We appreciate everything you do for this channel. All the liking, the sharing, and the big thumbs up, and having conversations with us through the comments. we really enjoy all of that, and we appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We wouldn't be a channel if it wasn't for y'all watching. And so we just want to give you a big thanks. Here we go with the final reveal and all the embellishments. Now here's our little teapot, and this absolutely adorable. Now this is going to also be in my next video as an accent piece that I make, and this is going to go in my booth, and I think this is just lovely. Now I think this is a great transition piece, so if you see any broken ones like this at Hobby Lobby, pick them up because they're easy to fix by doing something like this, and you don't have to pay very much for them. And I think this is a gorgeous piece. So now let's talk about the rest of this vacation that I went on. I got a few more clips I'm going to show you. But here is Hillbilly's Restaurant. This is one of the cars that was sitting beside it over there at that moonshine place I just showed you a picture of. And this is their address to the Hillbilly's Restaurant. We go there for breakfast every morning. They serve a buffet, or you can order your food, what you want to eat. My husband always got the buffet because then he can eat as much as he wants, and I always get the other because I never eat enough to justify that. Now here's one of the old trucks that was sitting at the moonshine place, and here's the entrance to Hillbillies, and it says, please put your butts here, and this is what it is below it. I thought that was so cute. I had to take a picture of it, and when you walk in the door, you'll see this old Coca-Cola stand, and they have a full-size old truck in there, and yes, they do have a place to shop, and you'll want to go shop in there and get your own little t-shirt or something from the things. And I want to say hey to Lisa and Sonia. Thanks for the great service, and we're planning a trip to come back, so we'll see you real soon. You guys, ladies, have a great day, and we love Hillbillies. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, we opened a booth over at the Avonlea Mall, and it's called the Chic Shack. Y'all come visit us because we have a bunch of awesome things. Now, this is, if you ever want to know what's going on with our channel, go over to our community tab page on YouTube, on our channel, and you'll see what's going on for that week of videos. And if there's something special happening or something else going on, we will let you know here. You guys, thanks for watching. We love you guys bunches.
Awesome. So you guys, if you like this content, subscribe. Hit that notification bell and give us that big thumbs up because it really helps our channel out. And we'll see you in the next episode of the Crafty Art Shack. We'll see you later. Bye.